left, right and centre.
We think a stop-and-go penalty for Michael Schumacher.
Oh.
The lollipop was ready there. We didn't see any tyres. I wonder what he's done. There's nothing on the computer to suggest, unless he passed somebody under the yellow flag. Is he going to come in the pits this time? No, he's not.
I see nothing on our information channels to tell us.
No.
And Schumacher now is on his 59th lap. He's got this one and the next one to go.
If it's in the last section of the race, they add it on to his race time. But I can't really see that he's done anything to get such a penalty. But his crew are down there in the pit lane, and
well,
we'll try and get that confirmed.
James Allen, have you got news?
I have. I'm in the Ferrari garage. Ross Brawn and Stefano Domenicali, the team manager, are frantically talking. They've just been handed a statement from the stewards telling them why they've been given a penalty. I can't get my hands on it yet. Presumably it's because the stewards think that he overtook before the start-finish line. It must have been a microscopic decision if it's the case. Ross Brawn shaking his head, waving at the steward, saying, no, 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 you're wrong, you're wrong. But Michael doesn't look as though he's coming in. I think, Martin, you may be right. They'll add it to his time at the end of the race.
Well, the time, he's 20 seconds ahead of Mika Häkkinen now, and it's a moot point how long it takes to come in, stop, go and get out again. But in my opinion, it's going to be more than 20 seconds. The British Grand Prix could be ending with a cloud over it in more ways than one. The black one that's overhead and the political one as well, because there would be a political uproar of the greatest possible magnitude if that happened. And he is coming in. He is coming in, we are told. He's on his 59th lap now.
I'm not too sure about that. I think they'll stay out and fight that one out later on. Let's see. I mean, his crew is still there. The man's lazily waving the lollipop around where Michael may have to stop. But if I was them, I thought if it happened in the last few laps of the race, you didn't have to come in. But there's Michael taking a wide line out of left field. I think they're going to carry on, win the race and argue about it later.
And we won't know the answer for some time if that is the case, because Michael Schumacher is on lap 60 now. As you've just seen, that is the final lap of the British Grand Prix. Is the decision going to hang in the air and long after we've finished?
Well, the Benettons are fighting each other for position. Vert's fourth, Fisichella fifth. Irvine's a lap ahead of them and clearly not at all happy now the track's beginning to dry out. He's fallen some 4.7 seconds back from Mika Häkkinen in second place.
Well, Mika Häkkinen, Michael Schumacher well and truly on that last lap. There's Eddie Irvine pursued by Alexander Wurz, who in fact is a full lap behind him. Alexander Wurz is in fourth place. His teammate Fisichella right behind him is in fifth position. But into the Vale for the 60th and last time. Up to Club Corner for the 60th and last time. Irrespective of whether he's going to win this race or be penalised and finish we know not where, it would be second place, I'm sure. Past that Union Jack fluttering on the wet, sodden track as the wind tugs at it. Michael Schumacher, the back steps out on the Ferrari, and he's up to bridge now for the last time.
He's giving it absolutely everything, isn't he, on this lap?
Yeah,
and I think he's trying to pull out he's running wide there looking pro. I think he's trying to pull out something, trying to get it to 30 seconds, but I really don't know how this one's going to end up, if they're going to have to fight this out with the stewards.
We won't know that. He won't get it up to 30 seconds. He's going to get it up to about 25. It was 23 when this race started.
He's in the pit lane. Schumacher in the pit lane. So, well, that means he'll win the race because he crosses the start-finish line to be... he crosses the start-finish line now, I believe. Well, yes, it's lap 60 to take his penalty. But the race is over, surely.
Well, this could be an incredible bit of political acumen. Meantime, I'm looking to see Mika Häkkinen go through, and I'm desperately... There is Mika Häkkinen, and Michael Schumacher, and I'm pretty sure that Michael Schumacher has won the British Grand Prix. He's made his stop-start. He's crossed the finish line before Mika Häkkinen, but that is very, very, very unofficial. We've got to wait for the official news. Meantime, I'm watching the computer that gives us this information. It says lap 60, Michael Schumacher in pit. Mika Häkkinen's crossed the line. I frankly do not know the answer at the moment.
I checked this out on Thursday. Remember, they've repositioned the start, but the finish line and therefore the timing beams are back there at Woodcote. Michael Schumacher's pit is past that point. And of course, they register the cars as they come in the pit lane. So Michael Schumacher won the race going down the pit lane, took his stop and go, which is completely irrelevant.
He's still hammering on. He's still hammering on very hard indeed. I hope you're right, Martin. Winner! You are right! You are right! Well done! Fabulous!
Well, hang on, that's the guy who puts the captions up, Murray. He's not the steward.
Yeah, but I know, but he gets official information. I'll go with that until someone tells me officially that that is not the situation. Ferrari are going mad in their garage, I can tell you that. I have never, ever, in the years I've been watching Grand Prix racing, seen a finish like that. It is absolutely unprecedented. Now, I take that as an official statement that Michael Schumacher won the British Grand Prix, and that is the first time he has won it. It brings him to within 2 World Championship points of Mika Häkkinen, and it means to say that he has now won the last 3 Grand Prix. He's won 4 Grand Prix altogether to Mika Häkkinen's 4 Grand Prix. And Eddie Irvine crosses the line and finishes in 3rd position. Mika Häkkinen has already finished in 2nd place. Alexander Wurz has been lapped and therefore finished 4th, ahead of Giancarlo Fisichella. And joy of joys for Jordan and their Silverstone base. Ralf Schumacher finishes 6th and gets Jordan's first World Championship point. And there he is, happily waving.
Mika Häkkinen going round on the slowing down lap, waving at the crowd, as is Ralf for his 1 point. But Häkkinen probably thinking he's won the race, and this is as bizarre as I've ever seen the finish of a Grand Prix.
But Mika certainly gets the controversy. Remember the way he won at Jerez last year, when Jacques Villeneuve and David Coulthard moved over and let him through in the closing stages, well, the last corner of the race. But Mika Häkkinen, if we are to believe what we have been told, is going to get a very unpleasant shock in a minute.
Well, they say it's better to be born lucky than rich, and Häkkinen losing the car in the middle of bridge, remember, on the water, going through an enormous gravel trap and finding himself back on the racetrack without hitting anything, albeit damaging the front wing slightly. Absolutely incredible, but we're not absolutely sure who's won it. Murray thinks it's Michael Schumacher. James, what do you know?
Well, it's very